What is going on, baseball fans? How you doing tonight? Marcell Ozuna going back to the Braves. Let's talk about it. And what is going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Welcome back. Long time no see. I don't know. I feel like we were just talking about something a little earlier. I don't remember what we were talking about. Something kind of important a little earlier. Oh yeah, Trevor Bauer going to the Dodgers. How could I forget? How you doing, everyone? Seeing a lot of Braves fans in the chat. What's going on? Chop on, chop on. Hey, Braves fans. Hey, good signing here. Love this. Marcell Ozuna going back to the Braves. To me, I think this is a win-win. You know, I think this is a great move. And we're going to get into it here. Before I get started, everyone, in case you're living under a rock, if you didn't know, Trevor Bauer has signed with the Dodgers. I mean, I'm not sure if anyone here is, just finding this out. But if you are, well, here you go. But I did stream earlier. It was about a little under 2 hours. So if you missed that stream, you want to go, give it a watch a little later. Go for it. It's live. It's ready. We had MLB, Major League Baseball's YouTube account, come into the stream, and they said howdy. So go check it out. We broke it down. We looked at the contract. We look at what the Dodgers is going to be looking like this year. We broke pretty much as we could down. So Trevor Dodger. Is that a new nickname? Trevor Dodger? Trevor Bauer going to the Dodgers. So, as for tonight's stream, if you are new, just coming in for the first time, if you are looking for more baseball news and content, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 6K by opening day. We are very close right now to 5.6. So, if you are looking for more baseball content, I'm not going to tell you to hit the subscribe button, but if you are thinking about it, hey, just letting you know, we're trying to get to 6K. We're pretty close to 5.6. So, think about hitting that subscribe button. Hit that like button for me, everyone. That's going to get it out to more baseball fans. Going to get out to more Braves fans out there. And go follow me on Twitter as well if you want to talk some baseball throughout the day. So, everyone, again, main story of the night, Marcell Ozuna. Well, main story of today. I mean, sorry, Braves fans, but I think Trevor Bauer wins this one today. But you have the story of the night, and that is Marcell Ozuna going back to the Braves. Heading back, had a good year last year with the Braves. In fact, let me take that back. Not just a good year. He had a fantastic short season with the Braves last year. It just seemed to really work in all aspects. Great stats, great chemistry. Just, I don't know what it was. When I was watching the Braves during the playoffs, they looked like they were just having a blast during the playoffs. They were just, they just had all the chemistry in the world. Looked like they were having a good time. Really enjoying each other's company out there. And Marcell Ozuna, I really felt like he was kind of like this glue of the team. He kind of just kept everything together. He took some pressure off Ronald Acuna Jr. Ozzy Albies, he missed a lot this year. Marcell Ozuna, I felt like really took some pressure off of this Braves lineup a bit. And yeah, I love this signing all the way around. I originally predicted in the beginning of the offseason, Marcell Ozuna would eventually return to the Braves. I think I switched it up at one point because I was thinking, oh my God, are the Braves out of it? Are they out of it? Like, what's going on? He hasn't gone back yet. I don't know. It seemed like really weird what was going on this offseason, but I need to learn. I'm going to make one set of predictions, and I need to remember there's an entire offseason. I can't just switch up my predictions halfway through. That is a no-no. I can't do that anymore. But Marcell Ozuna, I just thought from the very beginning of this offseason, it just seemed like a good fit for both sides. I mean, the one thing... Oh, we got a super chat. William Fulgham, you are killing it with the super chats lately, my friend. Thank you so much. Great day to be a Braves fans. Mets get trolled. Braves get Ozuna. I mean, how funny is that? Plus, it opens up the door for a Waters trade. Maybe. We're going to talk a little about something tonight. I think you guys have maybe been seeing a little bit of some some murmurs out there about a certain third baseman that's in Cleveland. We're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to go over maybe some trade possibilities. Could we maybe see something happen? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. The Dodgers, I mean, they're the class of not just the National League, but I think the class of Major League Baseball right now. You're going to have to see some teams really start to step up a little bit, maybe kind of up their game if they want to try and compete with this Dodgers team. And hey, you got the Padres out there too. Even though the Mets swung and missed on Bauer, I think they're still pretty good too. So, but let's get to Ozuna here. That's the focus right now. So let's share the tweet that got the story out there. Here we go. Sharing the screen. Outfielder, or according to Jeff Passan, outfielder Marcell Ozuna and the Atlanta Braves are finalizing a 4-year, $65 million deal. Sources familiar with the agreement tell ESPN there is a 5th-year option that would take it to $80 million. You know, did I not just say this? Did I not just say this the other night? I said, because you had the Rays involved. I mean, surprisingly, you had the Rays involved. Here's what I think was going on. This is just my brain working. This is just my brain. But this is what I'm thinking. I think Marcell Ozuna, I think maybe the Braves initially offered him something like a 4-year, $55, $60 million deal, something in that range. And I don't think he liked it very much. I don't think he liked it. So I think he was going to the Rays. The Rays were showing some interest, maybe for a 1-year deal, or at least maybe they were putting it out there. I don't know. You know, these guys, they're agents. They use the media. They put stuff out there. And I think what was going on, I think the Braves did offer him something, but I don't think he liked what they offered. So I think he was going around. I think they told him, hey, go look around, go shop around. If you don't see anything you like, come back to us. We'll try and work something out. So I think here's my personal belief. I think they offered him 4 years, 60. And then he came back to him and like, all right, we'll do 4 years, 65, and then we'll do an option. We'll do an option for another 15. So take it or leave it. And I think he saw the security of it, and I think he liked it. So what is that? 16, about a little like 16 a year about. So yeah. I like the move. I think it's a good move. I kind of thought he was going to maybe get something in maybe the 18 to 20 range. I kind of thought. But I think the defense, I think teams kind of were like, I don't know. The defense isn't that great. We're kind of bringing you in for the bat here. That's why I kind of switched it up in the middle of the offseason. I kind of thought, Marcell Ozuna would be a good fit in the American League. I mean, obviously, he did what he did last year. He did the damage that he did in the with the DH. So let's actually go to his stats real quick. This guy put up some great numbers. Do we have a link here for Marcell Ozuna? Do we have the link? Okay, I'm going to have to go type it in. Baseball reference. Here we go. Marcell Ozuna, man, what a year. He was hitting really well in the playoffs too. But here we go. Taking a look at him last year, hitting .338 on the year, had a 1.067 OPS. I mean, good grief. I mean, this over a 60-game season, this guy was easily on pace for around like 40, 50 home runs, I think, personally. I mean, he finished 6th in MVP voting, easily got a Silver Slugger. He led the National League in home runs and RBIs. This guy was just great, man. He had a WRC plus that ranked really well. I believe he was top 5 in WRC plus. I mean, you know what you're getting with a Marcell Ozuna. You're getting pure offense. You're getting just a great bat. This is a great guy to have in the middle of your lineup, especially what he did. And it just seemed like the reason I did pick, the main reason I picked Marcell Ozuna to go back to the Braves is I just felt like it was just a good fit, not just stat-wise, but the lineup just seemed to flow with him in that lineup. He took pressure off of Freeman. He took pressure off of Ronald Acuna Jr. He took pressure off of Ozzie Albies. That lineup was really clicking for the Braves. The lineup was not the problem for the Braves this past year. They just didn't have enough pitching at the end of the day. They were 1 win away from getting to the World Series. I mean, that, to me, they just ran out of pitching. They just couldn't finish the job. I think if they had some more pitching, you would have seen the Braves in the World Series, and I think you could have very well seen that Braves team beat the Rays in the World Series. If they had just maybe 1, 2 more starting pitchers, I think they could have gotten it done. That's just my opinion. And Soroka, too. So he's going to be back now. So we're going to take a look at the Braves. But again, I think this is a great move. Bringing Ozuna back, I think, is just it's just best for business on both sides. Marcell Ozuna gets himself a decent contract. He gets the option year. He gets that security. The Braves, it just felt like when he was in that lineup, everything just seemed to just churn like butter. Just churn like butter. And let's actually go real quick. Let's take a look at the leaderboards. Okay, so the Braves last year, with him in the lineup, they ranked very well. So taking a look, 142 people in the chat right now. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having a nice Friday night. Hope you got a breather after the Trevor Bauer, I don't even know, what do you even call it? The Trevor Bauer chaos. So let's call it chaos. That was nuts, man. We had like 560 people in that stream earlier. Good grief, man. Good grief. That was nuts. We even had Major League Baseball come into that stream. What the heck was going on? That was nuts. But here we go. For the Braves, offensively, they ranked very well. According to offensive runs above average, they were the best offensive team in baseball. If you go take a look at the runs scored, they finished second, 1 run behind the Dodgers, whatever. If you look at WRC+, they ranked very well. Ranked third. Actually, the Mets finished second in WRC+. So look out for the Mets offense this year, especially with Lindor in there. I think Lindor is really going to help that lineup a lot. So, the Braves, I'm liking it. However, I love the offense, but the one thing I am a little worried about, they have added a lot of pitching. We'll talk about the pitching here in a second. The one thing with the Braves, though, they ranked 21st in defense last year. Marcell Ozuna is going to be playing left field. I mean, Ozuna is not I've said this a million times, he's not the worst glove, but he's really not going to be any sort of an upgrade by any means. So, I don't know. I'm a big fan of defense. I think pitching and defense are key when it comes to winning a World Series. I think you just need a good enough offense to get the job done. If you got the pitching, you got the guys that can play defense, especially the defense up the middle. In this case, he won't be up the middle. He'll be in the left field. But you got to kind of wonder here with the Braves. You know, Pache if he ends up being the center fielder, that's going to be dynamite out in center field. You know he's going to be able to track all these balls down out there. One of the best defensive players in the minor leagues. Probably the best defensive player in all of the minor leagues. Of all the prospects, Cristian Pache, holy cow. The guy can field like no other, man. If you want to put someone in center field and you know they're going to track down every single ball, put that guy out there. He's going to be awesome. And then you got Acuna out and Wright, Todd. Thank you. But yeah, so Ozuna, hopefully they can maybe, kind of get him to be a bit of a more consistent left fielder a little bit. He's had his down moments. Not bad, but, not great. You look at Ozuna for the offense. So hopefully they can kind of figure something out that way. But the offense is going to be good. The chemistry is going to be good. I look out for the Braves this year. I think they're, all the talk is going with the Dodgers and the Padres and the Mets. Hey, look out for the Braves. They were 1 win away from a World Series. As soon as the World Series ended last year, as soon as that National League champion, or as soon as the both championship series ended, I said to myself, I'm like, I got Yankees Braves in that World Series. Yankees Braves. That was then. I mean, I don't know. I got to rethink stuff now, but that just goes to show. I think the Braves, they're going to be they're quiet going into this season. You got everyone and their mother talking about the Dodgers, talking about the Padres, talking about the Mets. No one's talking about the Braves. Those teams I love. I love the teams that no one talks about. Those are the best teams. That's why, hey, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to let my bias leak on through, but no one's talking about the Red Sox. I mean, they're not going to be a great team, but I think they're going to be okay. So, and no one's talking about the Red Sox. Don't sleep on Boston. But as for the Braves, this is about the Braves right now. I think the Braves, hey, don't sleep on them in the National League. And let's talk about, more reasons why. Let's go take a look at the Braves. One big thing that they're going to be getting back, Soroka. They're going to be getting back Mike Soroka. So as of right now, it looks like he still is on the injured list. He should be, I would imagine he's going to be good by at least halfway through the season. Have they actually said when he's going to be good? An Achilles tear, man. That's like, I'm trying to think, how long does that usually take to recover from? May, William? So May, okay. I was going to say, I would imagine at least by mid-season. Achilles tendons, you got to be a little careful with those Achilles tendons, man. Got to be careful, man. Anytime you get like a rupture or whatever, ooh, you got to watch out. Hopefully he can stay healthy. This is one of the bright young players in the game. So I really hope he will be fine. He'll be good to go. So we'll have to wait and see. But even without him, they have really added to this pitching staff. If you take a look at the pitching staff as of right now, you still got Max Fried. How is he going to do going into next year? Is he going to be able to keep up that momentum? We'll have to see. You're bringing in Charlie Morton, big game Charlie Morton. You got Ian Anderson coming off of his rookie season. You got Smiley. You just added him in the offseason. Kyle Wright, is he going to kind of, step up a little bit? He did perform well in the postseason at times. But taking a look at Max Fried, this is a guy where he has really, over the last couple of years, been pretty solid. I mean, last year was like his coming out kind of a year. Would have loved to have seen what he could do over a full season, but 2.25 ERA, the 3.10 FIP. The XFIP a little higher. He tends to give up some more fly balls, but that's okay. I think Max Fried, hey, I think he'll be good. I think he'll be solid. And then 2019, he was pretty solid as well. 4.02 ERA. The FIP was lower. The XFIP was lower. Good stuff from him. I think Max Fried, you can count on a good season from him. Stays on the mound, stays on the field. I think he'll be fine. Charlie Morton, I love the Charlie Morton move. I think it's a great move. Ian Anderson, is he going to be able to translate his rookie success? The kind of you hear about those sophomore slumps, or you see those sophomore slumps. Hopefully he can avoid that. But Ian Anderson, man, he was nasty this past season. 1.95 ERA. FIP was a little higher. XFIP was a little higher. But the strikeouts per 9 were there. Good amount of walks. I don't want to say good, but not bad. But the one good thing with him, didn't really give up really anything home run-wise. So I think he gave up, like 2 home runs this year? So how many home runs did he give up? He gave up 1 home run. So that's really good. Over how many starts? 6 starts. I think Ian Anderson. Hopefully he can kind of take a step forward this year. I like the Drew Smiley move. The guy actually had some really good advanced numbers last year. Good numbers overall with the Giants. So Kyle Wright's an interesting one. As of right now, Kyle Wright really just looks like a bit of a 5th starter kind of a guy. He has not really been able to put it together. He did have 1 start in the postseason that was pretty good. I believe it was 6 innings against the Marlins. I think. Well, did he have another start in the postseason? Let me actually go look. Do they have his postseason stats right here? I know he pitched well at least once. Okay, are we going to not load now? Come on. I swear, as soon as I'm just trying to look for something, it just wants to freeze up. Yeah, did he do well against the Dodgers? I think he had a decent start against the Dodgers. Oh, here we go. You can just click postseason. Actually, postseason overall was not great, but he had 1 good start. Do we have the game log here? I'll just go. Here, I'll go right here. Kyle Wright. Sorry, everyone. I'm a visual person. I gotta see these numbers right in front of my face. All right, postseason pitching. I know against the Marlins he was good. So, yeah, 6 innings. Oh, yeah, he threw against the Dodgers. He got pummeled. Oh, that's right. He got pummeled against the Dodgers. I knew he had that 1 good start against the Marlins because I remember thinking that, like, wow, Kyle Wright actually, put in a decent game. Okay. Well, then he got pummeled against the Dodgers, man. What game was that? Was that game 6? Was that game 5? What game was that? What game was that, everyone? Can you remind me in the chat? Was that game 5, game 6? Or was that game 3? Oh, it was game 3. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, he got destroyed against the Dodgers, so keep him away from the Dodgers. That'll be good. But Kyle Wright, back-end guy. So, but overall, I like what the Braves have. The only thing I think about with the Braves, ultimately, is just the defense. But, I mean, I think they have the guys there. They can be okay with that defense. So, if we take a look at their projected lineup right now, so they got Pache out in center field. That's already going to be a boost offensively. So, Ozzy Albies, he's been pretty solid out there. Acuna, you're going to have him out there. Freddie Freeman's one of the better gloves. So, I think having Pache out there in center field, that's going to be huge. If you have good defense up the middle, that's good. Travis d'Arnaud, he's going to be fine behind the plate. I like what they have. Swanson's okay. Actually, what? I want to take a look at Swanson. Let's take a look at what Swanson's got fielding-wise. I feel like I haven't looked up Swanson's fielding stats. Oh, yeah, great. Wow, he's fantastic. Yeah, 10 defensive runs saved in 2020. 0.2 UZR. The UZR tends not to favor him very much, but defensive runs saved do. Let's go to the defensive runs above average. Solid right there. So, hey, Dansby Swanson, that's going to be good. Ozzy Albies, he's pretty decent at second. You're going to have Pache there. Darno, I think he's solid for the most part. So, I like this Braves team. Do not sleep on this Braves team. You could easily find this team back in the championship series. I really think that. If you put, and especially, you got a guy in Charlie Morton. If he's healthy by that time, if the Braves, let's say the Mets win that East. I know Braves fans, I know you're probably cringing at hearing that, but let's hear me out. Let's just say the Braves win the East. Let's say the Braves win the wild card. They go up against the Padres. Hey, I'd feel pretty good putting Charlie Morton out there against the Padres team. I'm just saying, I would feel good about that. I would feel good. Charlie Morton, a big game guy. Or if you end up having, let's say you win the East. I'd feel very good with a Soroka, a Fried, and a Morton. I really would. I'd feel good about that. But now one thing I actually do want to look at. I want to look at the bullpen. So, again, they don't have Mark Melancon. So, as of right now, Fangraphs has Chris Martin slated as the closer. So, how did he do last year? I feel like I didn't look up too much on him. Very good year last year. Wow. Over 19 games. He was awesome. 10 strikeouts per 9. 2.36 FIP. Very good. So, whoever ends up being the closer, if it is Chris Martin, if he can keep that going, that's good. You still got Will Smith there. Projection-wise, the bullpen doesn't look too bad. The setup guys are good, and then the middle relief is a little... I'd like to see some better projections middle relief-wise, but I think they got some guys here. Let me actually go take a look at the relievers. That Braves bullpen was pretty good last year. So, relievers... I think they were actually one of the better bullpens last year, if I think about it. They were 9th. So when it came to relievers, they ranked 9th with a 2.2 wins above replacement. Pretty good. So if we actually go take a look at how they performed last year. Okay, am I on relievers? It's a lot. There we go. So taking a look, who had the most innings? So you had Tyler Matzek. Matzek was really good. Shane Green. So Shane Green, as of right now, he's not projected to come back, because I think he's still a free agent. So, yeah, Shane Green's not there. So are they going to bring him back? What are you going to do with him? Melancon, he's a free agent. So they had a couple of key guys go out to free agency. Maybe they can come back on smaller deals. Have to wait and see. Grant Dayton, he was pretty good ERA-wise. XFIP, didn't like Grant Dayton very much. Luke Jackson, not very good last year. AJ Minter had a really good ERA. 3.74 XFIP, so not bad. But overall, let's see. Who led in strikeouts? Tuki Toussaint in 4 innings had the most strikeouts. But Tyler Matzek, is he still there? Matzek? Yeah, he's still there. So, I don't know. Could you have maybe Matzek be a possible closer? I don't know. What do you all think about that, Braves fans? Who do you think right now is the guy? Who do you think is the closer? Because Melancon was the closer last year. So, is it Minter? Okay, so Minter. Is he the guy right now that Fangraphs has? Oh, they have Martin. So, AJ Minter. So, was Minter out this past year? Sorry, Braves fans. I'm not totally fresh on the Braves. So what happened? He only pitched 29 innings. Did he go down with an injury or something? Yeah, Minter was really good this past year. Really good. Little high with, not high with the walks, but I'd like to, I don't know. I like to see walks closer to around a 3. So, okay, so a lot of Braves fans in here love Minter. Oh yeah, that's right. He was good in the playoffs. I remember that. He was. So, but either way, I think there's still a lot to like about this bullpen. Could you still bring Melancon back, maybe on a cheap deal? That's possible. Could you bring back Shane Green, maybe? We'll have to see where he goes. But I think this Braves bullpen has potential. But overall, I think this Braves team is pretty good. You got decent starting pitching. I think you have potential in that bullpen to be really good. The offense is going to be clicking. I think the Braves are a pretty good all-around team, and I would not be surprised to see them yet again in the National League Championship Series. I would not be surprised at all. So, have to wait and see. But as for Ozuna, this is a great move. I love this move for the Braves. I think, again, he was kind of like just like that key piece that you could put in the middle. He just kept everything going. Everything was churning. Everything was running smooth with Marcell Ozuna in that lineup. That lineup was just clicking, man. And now, and hopefully Freddie Freeman this time, MVP or MV Freeman, hopefully he can come back, have a good, healthy start to the year. That is crazy. The year that Freeman had, and he started off the year, he missed how many games in the beginning? I think he missed like the first week or two. And the guy put up a sensational year. So Freddie Freeman, you know, hopefully he can have a good, healthy start to this year and he'll be good to go. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see what this Braves offense can do. So, have to see. So, everyone, tell me in the chat. I think I know what I'm going to see. Give me a 1 if you think this is a great move for the Braves. Or give me a 2 if you think the Braves should have gone another route. Let me know what you think. Nahawan with the 1s. Larry with the 1. Vincent with the 1. I think we're going to see a whole bunch of 1s. Could we see a 2? It's hard to get better than winning the MVP. I agree, Abraham. Yeah, I think we're going to see a whole bunch of 1s. But I like this for the Braves because it keeps the Braves, I think, legitimately in the conversation. Yeah, I think they're still right there as a team that absolutely can make it to the World Series. I think they can. I was very high on the Braves after that. You know, they did blow the 3-1 lead, but I was very high on them after that. I was like, man, they were just short some starting pitching. You know, they addressed that this year. They added some depth. They brought in Smiley. They brought in Morton. Really like it. You're going to have Soroka come back. Yeah, Naha won. I mean, because really the Braves just weren't really doing anything. I mean, unfortunately. But hey, good move for the Braves. They got it done. They got this done. So, hey, David Knight, what's going on? 170 people in the chat. Hope you're all doing well. If you are new, just joining us, you're wondering what the heck is going on, think about hitting that subscribe button. We're talking baseball here all the time. Hey, we got to 5.6K subscribers. We are within 400 subscribers of 6,000. Could we get to 6,000 subscribers before Pitchers and Catchers report? When do Pitchers and Catchers report? Well, are they still trying to work out like when the season's starting and everything? So it says here, 2021, right now, Pitchers and Catchers are reporting February 17th. We got 12 days to get to 6,000 subscribers. Could we do it? 12 days. I think we could. What is that? So 400 divided by 12. So that's like a little less than, how many per day? Like a little less than 40 per day. Let's do it. I say we do it. We can do it. But everyone, we got some other news. So earlier, I mean, nothing crazy, but I figured I would just go over this. I'm not going to be here too long. I think everyone is just drained from the whole Trevor Bauer thing. I was laying on my bed earlier. I just felt exhausted. Like, I don't know what it was. I didn't even do anything, but it was just the whole just getting onto the computer, frantically trying to just get everything ready and going live. And then we had so many people. It was just such an adrenaline rush. And then after it, I was just like, whew, I was tired. So, but here we go. As for some other news, so as for Yasio Puig, he is still out there. Braves fans, you had Yasio Puig for, about 5 seconds? And then that actually never ended up working out. So, but there is something on Yasio Puig. Despite sitting out all of last season, outfielder Yasio Puig looks as if he could be an interesting and inexpensive pickup for someone this winter. The problem is that no one seems to be aggressively pursuing Puig. The Royals, Marlins, and Yankees have all been connected to Puig in recent weeks, but none of them are going after him, reports. Puig, who turned 30 in December, was a standout with the Dodgers earlier in his career, but he endured a mediocre 2019 between the Reds and the Indians. I wouldn't say he was mediocre. He wasn't bad. He was fine. He had some power. He drove in some runs. His OPS was okay. What do you mean a mediocre 2019? It wasn't that bad. While Puig did appear to have a deal with the Braves in the summer. That collapsed. He tested positive for COVID-19. I don't know what the news is with that. So, okay. Is it because now these teams that were connected with him, all right, so that now they're not like going after him very hard. I wonder where Puig ends up going. I could still see like a team like the Orioles, maybe even go back to the Reds. I could maybe see that. Like try and reestablish some value a little bit. He's kind of been out for a bit. So maybe you could have Puig kind of go to a team like that. I feel like I'm not going to see him go to a contender. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where he goes. But again, going back to his 2019 season, it wasn't terrible by any means. 2019, he had 24 home runs. He had 84 RBIs. He had 19 stolen bases. Sure, the OPS was a little low. But with Cleveland, it was an 800. And then when he went to Cincinnati, it dipped a little bit. So, you know, well, okay, he was with Cleveland. So he was with Cleveland for 49. Wait, was he with Cincinnati or did he go to Cleveland first? Oh boy, I'm going completely blank. Whatever. But overall, not a bad season for Puig by any means. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not bad either. So, okay, yeah, he went to the Indians. That's right. Couldn't remember. But yeah, so he did better with the Indians. I don't know. I don't see how you call this mediocre. How do you call this mediocre? He had 19 stolen bases. He had, this isn't bad at all. Like, what are you guys talking about? How do you call this mediocre? It's not mediocre. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. But all right, as for the Phillies, so the Phillies right now, they're showing interest in some utility players, Marwin Gonzalez, Brad Miller. Brad Miller's an interesting one out there. Keep an eye out for Brad Miller. So Brad Miller, he actually did pretty well in 2019. So hit 263, had 12 homers, 21 RBIs, but the guy can move around. Had a 941 OPS in 2019. It was over 66 games, but the guy had a really good slugging percentage, a decent on base. 2020 with the Cardinals, he had a 357 on base. That's pretty good. Had 7 homers. Hey, Brad Miller, keep an eye out for him. I think that could be a sneaky signing when all is said and done. Hey, Shin-Soo Choo. This is a guy that he just never seems to. I feel like he's been in the league now for like 30 years. Shin-Soo Choo, man. But, I mean, what? I don't know. Shin-Soo Choo is basically a 4th or a 5th outfielder at this point. He's not really going to give you. I mean, he's got some power. I mean, he had 24 home runs in 2019. Well, I don't know. I guess he wasn't terrible in 2019. 826 OPS. 24 homers. Hit 265. Good on base. Actually, no, I take that back. I think you could maybe see him get a starting gig. Maybe like with I don't know. He just doesn't scream like exciting to me. So, but I could definitely see him going to maybe like a lower tier team, I would say. But yeah, the Phillies, hey, they're taking a look at some of these guys. The Phillies, they're trying to get better. The Phillies, they got some work to do, man. The Phillies have work to do. You got the Mets, you got the Braves, you got the Nationals. Phillies, man, they're looking like, again, they could be a 3rd or 4th place team. I have to wait and see. 4 to 5 teams are in the mix for middle infielder, outfielder, D. Strange, Gordon. The Strange still is very strange to me. I can't get over it. I still want to call him D. Gordon. But taking a look, not really much in 2020. But if you go back to 2019, did okay. 117 games, hit 275. The OPS was really low. I mean, he's going to, I don't know. He's going to give you some speed. Basically, at this point, this is a guy, he's just a utility player. He can fill in on days off. He can kind of move around. So, the Red Sox were interested in Strange Gordon. Can we just call him Gordon? Earlier this offseason, but they're likely out of the running. Yeah, they're running Kike Hernandez, so that's not going to work. Maybe you could see the Reds. Joakim Soria. Actually, that was some other news from the other night. He went to the Diamondbacks. So, it says here he actually turned down bigger offers, according to Bob Nightingale. As we all know, Bob Nightingale might be one of the biggest clowns out there right now, saying Trevor Bauer going to the Mets. So, I still think someone from Trevor Bauer's party, I still think. Someone did a double dog dare, a triple dog dare, told him to private message Bob Nightingale, just said like, hey, see if Bob Nightingale, see if he tweets it out. Just say like, hey, I'm hearing he's going to go to the Mets. $500 if he tweets it out. That's what I'm thinking. 36-year-old right-hander. So Joakim Soria, a good little pickup for the Diamondbacks. Look out for the Diamondbacks this year. I think the Diamondbacks could be a sneaky wild card team. Take a look at that. So Joakim Soria was actually all right last year with Oakland. He was okay in 2019 as well. The 4.30 ERA doesn't look great, but look at the FIP, 3.62 FIP. Did pretty good last year. Had about 10 strikeouts per 9. Doesn't give up any home runs, really. We'll walk a couple of guys, but I think Joakim Soria was a nice little move for the Diamondbacks. So look out for that. I think I actually was very high on the Diamondbacks last year. I think there is something there in Arizona. Don't be. They could be a sleeper team this year. Don't turn away from them. Don't sleep on them. So I'm seeing Chase Anderson, Matt Moore. They signed. I believe Matt Moore went to the Phillies. So here we go. But yeah, Matt Moore, very interesting with Matt Moore. He was in Japan. He actually pitched pretty well in Japan. So here is the actual article from MLB Trade Rumors. This is a couple days ago. I think we got into the whole Trevor Bauer thing. So we never really got to talk about Matt Moore. But if we go take a look at Matt Moore, he actually put up some decent numbers. He kind of was struggling a little bit ever since he kind of started having a couple of rough years in Tampa. Or actually, he had one rough year in Tampa. And then he got traded to the Giants in 2016. And then he just kind of fell off at that point. He was giving up a lot of hits at that point. He ended up he went to the Tigers in 2019. Did he have, let me close some of these out. Did Matt Moore have Tommy John? Because he barely pitched. He had Tommy John earlier in his career. Why did he miss so much of 2019? He only pitched in 2 games. Can someone tell me why? I don't know. I never saw this one. Bobby Ross paints. I mean, they definitely could. I think they have the team to do it. I don't know. But if we go to his stats last year in Japan, he actually did okay. So last year, he had how many starts? 15 starts. Had a 3.60 ERA. I always want to say FIP. Had how many strikeouts per 9 did he have? He actually had a lot of strikeouts. So he wasn't getting hit as much. Did he give up any home runs? He didn't give up any home runs. So that's really good. He was walking some guys. He was walking 5 guys per 9. But that could maybe just be the style of, don't they have smaller strike zones in Japan? I don't know. But he was striking out a lot of guys. But he did pretty good. Oh, actually, no, that was over. Oh, whoops, I'm looking at the wrong one. This is the one I'm supposed to be looking at. 10 strikeouts per 9, 2.8 walks per 9. Gave up, 2 home runs? 3 home runs? 7 home runs. You have 7 home runs. So that's really good. But he did well there. Maybe he figured something out overseas. Sometimes you see these guys, they go overseas, they come back. Look at Eric Thames. That was one. He went to the KBO, came back, played really well. So maybe Matt Moore can end up being pretty good with the Phillies. Have to see. So if we go take a look at the Phillies right now, let's take a look here. Taking a look at the Phillies. Here we go. So Matt Moore, as of right now, he is slated to be the 5th starter. So I'm wondering, I think he's going to have to kind of prove it a little bit in spring training. Actually, do they say here? No, it looks like he's going to have a spot. He's not going to be competing for a spot. So, okay, I take that back. So $3 million base salary, has incentives. So it looks like he has a spot in the rotation. So, hey, for the Phillies, they're just trying to beef up their depth right now. So as of right now, you're looking at Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, Zach Eflin, Vince Velasquez, Matt Moore. And then we had Chase Anderson as well. So Chase Anderson right now, Fangraphs has him slated for the bullpen. This was a guy, I actually think he might be pretty good in the bullpen. He had trouble with the Brewers going deep into games. He would make his starts, but he just couldn't really go deep. If you look at how many innings he throws, he would always end up throwing like 140 to like 150. He got to 158 in 2018. He just couldn't really ever go deep into games. I think the bullpen could actually be a pretty good spot for him. Really struggled with the Blue Jays last year, a 7.22 ERA. FIP wasn't very forgiving either. XFIP was a little forgiving. He doesn't give up a ton of fly balls, but he still had the strikeouts. Kept the walks down. So he was he was giving up some home runs. Why is his XFIP so low? I guess maybe he wasn't giving up a lot of home runs. He was giving up a lot of fly balls, so maybe he wasn't giving up too many home runs on those fly balls. But overall, I think there is something here you can have with a Chase Anderson. I think he actually could be a pretty good fit for the bullpen. He's always been a starter. He came out of the bullpen a few times last year. Came out of the bullpen a few times in 2019. Do we have those splits, actually? I want to take a look at his splits from the bullpen. So I'm wondering, he could be, I don't know if they could use him as a swing man, kind of get some starts here and there. Long relief, is that where they're kind of looking at maybe? But I actually want to take a look at how he is in the bullpen in his career. Taking a look. 157 people in the chat right now. Hope you're all doing well. Here we go. All right, so we're looking at Chase Anderson right now. Okay, taking a look. So as a reliever in his career, as you can see, he's pitched a lot more as a starter. But as a reliever, that ERA is terrible. Terrible ERA. Good amount of strikeouts, though. 13 strikeouts per 9. I don't know. I think I'm kind of wondering if they're going to kind of really just use him as like more of a swingman kind of a guy. Get some starts here and there. Do some long relief. But hey, the Phillies, they need some bullpen. They need bullpen depth. So I think he actually could be pretty decent. I like some of the moves that they've made for the Phillies bullpen. Archie Bradley, Jose Alvarado, Ranger Suarez. Look out for him. Ranger Suarez, he was pretty good a couple of years ago. Didn't pitch he pitched a little this past year. Not a lot. He came back at the end of the season. He tested positive for COVID. But Ranger Suarez, look out for him. He was pretty good. If you look at 2019, put up some good numbers. 3.14 ERA. Pretty good. Not a ton of strikeouts, but he was a pretty solid arm out of that bullpen. So, hey, look out for the Phillies bullpen this year. I think it's going to be really improved. So, I like it. But everyone, I'm going to wrap it up right there. I'm thinking, you know what? We've had a lot of news today. We had the whole Trevor Bauer thing. We just had Marcell Ozuna going back to the Braves. I think it's a great move for the Braves. And, yeah, everyone, we are getting closer and closer and closer to the season. Can you feel it? We are 12 days away from pitchers and catchers reporting. We still have a few guys out there. You still got Jake Odorizzi out there. Let's go take a look, actually, real quick, before I get out of here. Let's go take a look at some remaining free agents. You still got some guys. So here are some guys that we're going to be keeping an eye out for if they updated this with Trevor Bauer. Let's see. Yep, they put it here. Trevor Bauer signed. So, but let's kind of run through this real quick. Catchers, I mean, you still got, a couple of guys out there. Molina's still out there. He's not officially back. Oh, hey, Jonathan Shoop went back to Detroit for a year. So that's recent. That was about a few hours ago. Yeah, so I didn't even see that. Jonathan Shoop going back to Detroit for a year. Did MLB Trade Rumors do this? Yeah, they had him right here. So, yeah, Tigers getting Jonathan Shoop back. He was pretty good. The Red Sox are kind of linked to him a little at some points this offseason for second base. He was decent last year, 799 OPS, 8 homers, 278 RBI, or 278 RBIs, I wish. 278 batting average. He was okay. So, Shoop going back to the Tigers. I think that's fine. But looking at the free agents here, you still got Cabrera out there, Mitch Moreland. I think he could still go back to the Red Sox. You still got Villar out there. Got some guys. We talked about D. Strange Gordon earlier. Hey, look out for Jed Lowry. Could he come back and maybe do something? Could he come back? Kind of a huge bust of a deal with the Mets. Still got Turner. Are the Dodgers going to bring Turner back? Are they going to bring him back? I don't know. Actually, you know what? I forgot. I said I was going to go over this, but but if the Dodgers decide not to bring back Turner, I went over earlier, there's maybe a possible trade that probably not going to happen. It's probably very unlikely to happen, but I think the possibility is there. Maybe bringing in a Jose Ramirez. Probably not, but they do have the prospects to get it done. They have a surplus of starting pitching right now. Could you maybe work something out? I don't know, but I think a team like the Braves could as well. Look out for a team like the Braves. I think they have I don't know where these rumors came from. I've been trying to look at where these rumblings have been coming from. So, but if you take a look, you could pull off a deal for Ramirez. Now, you're not going to get rid of Pache. I don't think you're getting rid of Pache. That to me is that's a no-no. That guy's going to be really good. However, could you get rid of could you give up a Waters? Could you? I don't know, man. Do you want to give up on that? I mean, could you maybe... Can Waters play anywhere else? Because that's a good prospect, man. Let me go to his scouting report real quick. So for Waters, as of right now, Waters' speed is plus on both sides of the ball. He has more than enough range and the instincts to stay in center field, though he saw time in all three outfield positions a year ago as he played alongside fellow prospect Kristen Pache. He's been overshadowed by Pache, but just like his organization mate, he's way ahead of the curve developmentally and also has a chance to be an impact player at his own right. So, again, I'm not seeing anything about maybe him possibly being able to move to another position like in the infield or anything like that. I mean, if you really look, the only thing that I could bank on is if they do get the universal DH, do you just hang on to a Drew Waters? If they end up getting the universal DH, you can just put Ozuna back at the DH and you can put Waters in left. So you don't have to get rid of a Drew Waters, I think. I think they're eventually going to get that universal DH. But, so I don't think you have to get rid of a Waters. But I think you could get a deal done without giving up a Pache or a Waters or an Anderson. Now, I think they keep on to Langliers. But could you maybe give up a Braden Shoemake? Did I pronounce that right? I don't know. I never seem to pronounce names right. But, so, I don't know. I can start going down the list here. Maybe Shoemake. Riley, Riley would be a logical one. Send back a third baseman. Only 24 years old. So as of right now, you still got a little value to make up, about 50 points. So now, kind of just keep going down the list. I don't know. Maybe you could do, if you're going to keep Langliers, maybe you can send back a William Contreras, maybe. I mean, if you give up Langliers, that would actually, I don't know. Let me actually look here. Braves fans, who would you rather keep? Would you rather keep Shea Langliers or would you rather keep William Contreras? You Braves fans know more than I do about the Braves. So, Langliers does have the athleticism. He's got a great fielding tool. I always love that with a catcher. When they got a great fielding tool and a great arm tool, I think that's awesome. So, William Contreras, on the other hand, 50 field, 55 arm. I'm going to be nah, you know what? We're here. How about William Contreras? Let's do that. Where is he? William Contreras. Is he on here? What is happening? Oh, here he is. Wow, he's got more value. He has more value. He has a 20.6 value than a Langliers. I think Contreras would be a good one. Contreras, then you're really close here. Good little package. I don't know, keep going down the list. Maybe a couple guys in the mid-tier range. Maybe someone, I don't know, maybe one of the Harrises here. Maybe a Michael Harris, maybe, or a Tyrone Harris. This is the one thing I wish that baseball trade values would fix, because you got two Harrises on here, and you can't click on you can't click on their name here, so you can't exactly see. But I would imagine this Harris right here is the number 12 prospect. But he's a pretty, whatever. Let's throw him in. Let's throw in Harris. And then maybe you could send back like a Major League ready starter. Something like that. Let's go to the majors. I mean, Newcomb, he's not, I mean, you could do Newcomb, but not a very high value. 1.3. Not very great. You got Tuki Toussaint, 2.1. Not too great. Kyle Wright. Could you send back a Kyle Wright? I don't know. Will the Indians want him? But right now, if you go back to it, oops. So we're looking at, you need about 15 more. 15 more. This is a big package already. Big package. 5 guys. I'm just saying, man. That's already a lot. Schuster. They just drafted Schuster. Tucker Davidson. How's that about Davidson? Man, that's a lot of prospects, man. For one guy, that's a lot. Is that realistic? I don't know. I mean, Wanda, I would totally part with Kyle Wright right now. The guy's he has not been that great. He had one good start in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. Braves fans, what do you think? Give me a 1 in the chat if you would trade Kyle Wright, or give me a 2 if you think you should hang on to him. You guys know more than I do. I would think Kyle Wright, I don't know. He wasn't like 2. I don't know. He really had a chance this year to really step up, and he just didn't. So I don't know, but would the Indians even want him? But I don't know. Right now, you're looking at a lot of guys right now that tends to not be very realistic. So I guess you can, but for one guy, I don't know. Maybe you could do like, instead of Harris and Wright, maybe you can just do like, I don't know. It's a lot, man. If you're not going to want to part with these prospects, now, if you part with the Waters, you're only going to have to attach a couple of prospects, or a couple more prospects. So, let's just say Wright, and then, I don't know, I just throw in one more guy. And then, who is one more? Man. CJ Alexander, maybe? He's got a 0.9 value. That's not going to make up any difference. I don't know. But I think I don't know. This is tough. To be able to get a deal done, it's a lot of prospects, man. For one guy, you're getting a huge package. We already got Shoemake in there. Shoemake he's the number 5 guy in their system. Maybe Muller. Let's put Kyle Muller there. All right, that's as close as you're gonna get. That's pretty close. That's 6 prospects for one guy. That's a lot. So I don't know. That seems like a lot. You're gutting your farm system for one player. I don't know. Do you want to do that? Or what would you rather do? Would you rather give me a 1 in the chat if you would do this, or give me a 2 if you would do a trade with Drew Waters involved? Yeah, Evan, I don't think they would do something like this. So yeah, okay, so a lot of people are thinking 2. Okay, so let's get rid of all these guys. Let's start fresh. So now let's do what could be maybe something more realistic. So I was doing a trade for Jose Ramirez the other day, and with the Dodgers, and the Dodgers could get it done with a bunch of their mid-tier prospects. But if you're the Indians, right now, looks like Waters could be a good guy to send back. So Ramirez going to the Braves. And then if we let's do Waters. And just like that, you've really bridged the gap. So now we can kind of, do something. So, All right, let's do in shoemake. $12.3. So that's the number 5. Let's do Muller, the number 6. And just like that, you're getting pretty close. You're within 20. Then I don't know. Let's do Harris again. Kyle Wright. And right there, that's 5 guys, but still a lot. I don't know. You're going to have to give up a lot of prospects for a Jose Ramirez. He's got a very high value, even with a Drew Waters. So it's going to take a lot. Let's say let's say we did Contreras, actually. Let's take out Wright. And okay, so maybe this would make more sense. Let's take out Harris. And there you go. This could actually get it done. 4 guys for 1. Waters would be the main guy, then maybe a Shoemake, a Muller, and a Contreras as well. I don't know. Something in this range, I think, is not saying this is exactly what would get it done. But I would imagine for a guy like Jose Ramirez, a cost-controlled, friendly contract, MVP caliber of a player, I think this is kind of something that's going to have to get it done. But what do I know? I don't know anything. So here we go. Oh, yeah, Austin Riley. Oh, shoot, I forgot about Austin Riley. Here we go. Let's do this real quick. Riley. Oh, okay, this actually makes it a lot better. So now you can keep Contreras. Yes, take out Contreras. And there you go. Okay, that looks even better. So you can do Riley, Waters, Shoemake, and Muller. And right there, you're like pretty close. That's as close, a little more going back to the Indians by like a point. But hey, if that could get it done for Jose Ramirez, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Would you do this trade? Hit a 1 if you would do this trade, or hit a 2 if you think no way. What would you do? Let me know. What would you do? A 1, 2. Lots of 1s. Oh, okay. Only 1 vote. Only 1 vote. So it doesn't look just like a whole ton of 1s. Hey, Tice Thompson with the 1. A lot of 1s. William says no. William says no. All righty. Yeah, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Do the Braves make some kind of an upgrade to third base? We'll have to wait and see. But everyone, that's all I got for tonight. Thank you so much for joining. 147 people in the chat. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button if you are looking for more baseball news and content. Trying to get to 6K by opening day. We're within 400 subscribers. So let's get to 6K. Hit that like button for me if you have not already on the way out. Really helps the stream get out to more baseball fans, especially the ones that weren't able to get here live. They can see it later. And go follow me on Twitter if you want to talk some baseball throughout the day. So everyone, that's all I got for tonight. Thank you so much. Have a great night. If anything happens over the weekend, I'll be here. And as always, have a good night. I'll talk to you next time.